Hey guys, welcome to the last Silent Hill 2 playthrough. Last time we got the in-water ending, this time we are going for the Maria ending. And we are going to be playing the game on quality mode, with motion blur turned off, so we can enjoy the scenery. Now, I have heard that this slows the game down quite a bit, but since we still have to get all the memos and all the memories and find all the secret photos, we're gonna be here a while, so we might as well enjoy the scenery. And we're gonna be playing on New Game Plus, and we're gonna do the light challenge because one of the trophies we want to get is the one for beating the game using only melee weapons. So I'd rather not do that on normal, but we will be trying the hard mode for the puzzles. So let's get to it. I have completely gotten used to this version of James by now. This is actually how I see James Sunderland in general. He's just completely replaced the original. As sacrilege as that is to believe,
Could you really be in this town?
as sacrilegious as that sounds, he has completely replaced the original in my mind.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Could Mary really be here? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
Boy, remember when they first released the photos of this view and we were all just blown away at how detailed and realistic it looked? It literally looked like something out of Twin Peaks. I still wish they kept the mountains more visible in the distance, but goddamn, this view is gorgeous. So I played around a bit with the settings just to make sure the slowdown wasn't too drastic. And now that I've played around with it a bit, I've actually gotten used to it. I barely noticed 30 FPS at all, so maybe they were right. Maybe quality mode is the best way to play the game. We're gonna find out. So I've got my free guides printed out for the memos, the memories which they call glimpses of the past, and the strange photos, so we are ready to go. We're also going to be going for one of what seems to be everybody's favorite endings, which is the stillness ending. We're going to try to get that one here. We should get that one here if we can get the key. I'm also warning you because this is the third playthrough by now. You should have played the game on your own or watched one of the other ones. There might be spoilers galore throughout the game. So, like starting with this here, I wonder what that bundle in the back seat is. You know, I'm still gonna put a spoiler warning, but yeah, this is the third playthrough. We know what's going on at this point. I wonder what that mysterious bundle in the back seat actually is. What could it be? So yeah, now that I played around a bit with the settings, I actually don't even notice the 30 FPS at all. It doesn't feel that much significantly slower. So maybe they have a point. Maybe horror games like this are suited more towards 30 FPS because I know that never bothered me on Resident Evil 2. I played that game hundreds of times and it's never bothered me once, so we'll see how Silent Hill 2 holds up. We're just gonna do one playthrough with this, just one. And if it holds up pretty well, then that may be the way I play the game from now on. If it really starts to stutter later on, or I notice significant slowdown, I'll just go back to performance mode. I'll likely still end up going back to performance mode, but I want to give it a chance. I just want to give it one single chance. So I believe this is the first memo. Yep. Grave truths, lost to the mind, shall flow white into a void chalice, so the rite of red shall commence. That's hinting towards the rebirth ending, which we did on the hard playthrough. Now, does that count as a memo or not? It does not. Okay, so that one doesn't count. That's just a note. There are some that count in the game and some that don't. I believe there are 68 memos you have to collect. Yeah, and it says the flower shop has their #1 memo. So I'm guessing that one doesn't count. Little notes like that sprinkled here and there don't actually count towards your overall memo count. Now I'm looking around, the game actually does look gorgeous, but I don't see a pretty significant difference yet. I assume that'll change once we get into the interiors. I also want to check out the lighting effect because I noticed that apparently I've been missing some lighting from the Brookhaven part of the game. I didn't even notice that. Outside is supposed to be lit with some warm light signifying Maria's presence, and I did not even know that was a thing. I'm also noticing the fog is a lot more spread out. James doesn't look too different though, so far. Of course, the real test will be how the combat holds up. One thing, if you don't check out this save point right here, apparently James never mentions this little note again. Oh, he didn't even mention it here. Oh, here he goes.
Someone's groping around my skull.
Yeah, apparently this is the only save point that will actually get you that little complaint from him. Otherwise, he just stays silent. This makes me wonder what a Twin Peaks game or an X-Files game done in the modern engine would be like. Imagine if you're going around as Mulder or Scully in like a forest like this in Vancouver or Washington State or wherever it is, trying to find some mystery. That would be pretty cool. They haven't done an X-Files game since Resist or Serve, which was pretty mediocre overall. Like, it had a good story, but then the gameplay held it back. As is the usual for a lot of horror titles. Great story, but the gameplay holds it back.
excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Hey, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah, I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But... I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. And it's not just the fog, either.
Is it dangerous?
Maybe. It's kind of hard to explain, but...
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going either way.
But why?
I'm looking for... someone. Someone very important to me.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean, my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry, it's not your problem.
No, I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
I noticed Angela looks slightly different, just a tad more detail on her. I also noticed the fog a lot more realistic there. It was kind of swirling in front of him. Let's talk to her one more time. Yeah, her hair looks slightly better in this one.
Did you want anything else?
No, it's just... this fog. Does it seem unsettling to you?
I guess.
Okay, see you, Angela. Now we're gonna pick up this book over here. Because this is for the rebirth ending, but we're not gonna get that ending, so we're just gonna leave behind the chalice at the Historical Society. But we can pick up the book. The Crimson Ceremony. Proud fragrance of life which flies towards the heart. O cup which brims with the whitest of wine, it is indeed that all begins. That book is ancient, and it was probably left over by a god or something. It's funny finding the hotel note in the first playthrough that talks about a mysterious book. They're talking about the Book of Lost Memories that you get during your second playthrough. But the funny thing is the clerk talks about it, an odd looking man that they never seen before and they'd never been in the hotel. And then that odd looking man disappeared with the book. And then the clerk couldn't get all these occult images out of their head. And it's pretty obvious that was either a cult member or more likely one of the town's own gods, because the way it described odd looking, it makes it seem like it didn't really seem quite human. So I have the feeling that might have been Valtier or one of the other deities the order worships, posing as a human retrieving the book. Because who else would have that book, you know? If the order had it in their possession, Claudia wouldn't need to do anything that she does in Silent Hill 3. She could have found some alternate plan, and then Walter could have made use of it too. So I'm guessing whoever came and retrieved that book wasn't exactly human. They were something else. Okay, so look at the corn. The corn actually looks pretty decent. Here's a scarecrow. I've read that most of the difference you notice is in little touches like the puddles and the leaves and the wind blowing, stuff like that. Now, we're gonna retrieve the chainsaw, but we're not gonna use it. The reason is because I actually want this to be a bit of a challenge. But not too much though, so... The only thing we need for the chainsaw is just to break open the windows for the green car that we find near the little area after the ranch. Oh, I also read that you can glitch out the Silent Hill Ranch and find the old HD remaster sign that everybody hated in Comic Sans. It's not this one, it's in there. I forgot how you do it, but apparently there is a way to glitch yourself in there, and once you're in there, you can find that specific sign lying on the ground like a piece of garbage. So that was a nice touch in the developers. They knew people would try to get into the areas, you know, beyond the explorable path, the border areas, and they put some neat little hints in there. So overall it does look slightly better, but so far it's not really that noticeable. It's more like the little touches here and there. What I really want to see, of course, is the frame rate and how well it holds up during fights. Because one of the big complaints about the game is that performance mode is not steady. You know, it shifts between 60 FPS and 50 to 45 or even 40 FPS at a few moments throughout the game, so it's not steady at all. But apparently this is mostly a steady 30 FPS. Went to town to get the window fixed, spare keys in the drawer. Also, I've read that actually, let me fix this for you right now, because I did notice the playthrough was a bit dark in the other ones. So we're gonna just adjust this a tiny bit. There we go, that should be enough for now. We can adjust it more later. Yeah, it's not too light, but it's not too dark either.
Anyone in here?
Also, one thing people have really pointed out is that apparently the darkness looks a lot better in quality mode than performance. Apparently in performance, I didn't know it's not supposed to look completely dark like it did, where you could barely see anything. So it should look a lot better here. Oh yeah, and I'm looking at the little recording window on Elgato, and it does look better here. Just gonna break this car for the hell of it. I don't think there's anything actually in there though. Want to make sure you guys can see, because I noticed it did get a little bit difficult in the prison section over there. But at the same time, I also want to preserve some atmosphere. I don't want it to be just completely dark everywhere. Like I said, quality mode should help. Now we're also going to be I'm going to be marking off everything that I find as we go along, because I have a bad memory, and if I don't mark it with a pen or something, I'm going to forget. So we've got the first of the glimpses of the past coming up. It's right over here. I think there are 26 in all of these, and you do get a trophy for it at the end. That's why I want to collect them all, if this is the last playthrough I'm going to do for YouTube. Alright, so that's one. Yeah, now that I'm actually playing it, I'm not noticing much difference between the frame rate. Like, I've actually gotten used to it, even though it's 30 FPS. James moves a tad slower, but so far so good. And they say the outside areas are the ones that hold up the least effectively, so if this is the worst it's gonna get, it's actually pretty good so far. Of course, we haven't fought anyone so far. The key should be in here. If it's not, we got an issue. We may have an issue. Where's this damn key? It's gotta be in here. Oh yeah, let's something else. Where's the one that turns on the not the tips, but the highlight stuff, the stuff that lets you see what you can pick up. Loading screen hints, subtitle. Might be under gameplay. Splatter, no. Ammo display. Interactions, here we go. Interaction icon visibility. Should we do a dot or a button, like the old school? Let's try a button for now. Oh yeah, there it is. Thank God. Give me that key. The key of sorrow. See, I would not have even have seen that there unless I switched that on. Alright, so we're going old school. One thing is to dabble in it, but another is to delve into it. And it's the halo of the sun, so that means rebirth, so... Oh boy, that... I wonder what James is going to do with that. What is he going to do with that thing? The key of rebirth. Although oddly enough, I've heard people say, and I've heard a lot of people say it's the best ending in the game, so I'm guessing whatever he does there, it might actually be good instead of bad. So I also switched off the motion blur, as I told you at the beginning. I don't notice a huge difference so far, because truth be told, I hadn't even looked into what motion blur did until very recently. Like I've had this PS5 since last year. I've played Alan Wake 2 on it, Spider-Man, Dead Space, PS4 games. Played a whole bunch of crap in it. I never even once thought to question what motion blur actually does. Never once. Although apparently it does make a lot of people motion sick, so that's why I decided to switch it off. Also read that it slows down the frame rate in some games, so that might be another reason to turn it off. Maybe it'll help the frame rate. So far it's holding steady. Like I said, I'm giving it a shot. I'm giving it a shot just to see what it's like. If it's not too bad, if it actually turns out pretty well, then like I said, maybe I'll play the game like this from now on. Because if it was good enough for Resident Evil 2, it might be good enough for this also. Hell, I might actually go back and play Resident Evil 2 with the ray tracing turned on. Because as fun as it is to knife William Birkin in that game very quickly and just dispose of him, it's not actually all that necessary. He's not that tough that you absolutely need the 60 FPS to get rid of him quickly. So who knows? Let's give quality mode a chance. Even if this is not a PS5 Pro, it's just a base PS5. Yeah, I'm noticing the fog moves a lot more realistically now. It was pretty good before, but I'm definitely noticing a difference in the fog now. Okay, so we're coming up on our first memo, which is the flower shop. Where's the flower shop? There it is. So basically, the memos are all the ones you can pick up. That's how you know. If it's a note that's pinned to like a wall, or it's on the floor or something, it doesn't count. You have to be able to pick it up. As I said before, I'm also glad we were finally able to enter this flower shop, because it literally took us 20 years until they made this game that we could finally enter this place. Okay, that was the customer who ordered a mixed bouquet, red and white. I think this is actually pretty much James. He was getting some flowers for Mary. I think it was probably him. Seemed a bit off, looked at me like I wasn't even there. Yeah, I think he might have been getting some flowers for the missus, and maybe that was when she was first starting to become sick. I don't think it's during her hospital stay, because they didn't come back here, so I assume that must have been when she was first starting to get sick. Yeah, see, there's our first memo. Let's mark that off.
What is this?
It's blood, James. What do you think? Although it could be dirt dragged along the ground. So the next enemy is, the next memo and glimpse of at the past are actually after the first enemy. But I want to see what's over here. We're playing on easy, so I assume we're gonna have a lot of resources left over. We should not be short on health the way we were on hard difficulty. But we don't have anything so far. So someone took a close-up of this, and apparently it says something like Gillespie House Fire. The one on the left, the one on the right is talking about Woodside, but the one on the left apparently says something like Gillespie House Fire. New evidence. After so many years, I don't remember how many it said, but apparently they found new evidence. And it's like, gee, you think that might not have been an accident, and that somebody actually lit the house on fire? Probably the house owner who was trying to sacrifice her daughter. You think she might have had something to do with it? You dumbasses. It took them 7 years or like 5 years or who knows how long to suspect, oh, maybe this wasn't an accident. Maybe it wasn't a boiler accident, and the homeowner actually tried to light the house on fire intentionally. Silent Hill's finest right there. The finest police forces the order can buy off. Although with how stupid they actually are, they might not have had to pay them at all. I know Kaufman paid off a few people, but maybe the cops were just that dumb. You didn't actually need to pay them off, because you could just outmaneuver them. Yeah, the fog looks a lot more realistic now. I'm also noticing that it doesn't quite have the same grainy texture to it, maybe, that it did before. A lot of people have reported seeing a ghosting effect around James or some objects. That's what I'm trying to see if I can notice anything so far. There is a tiny bit. You can notice it on his left arm. There is a tiny bit, but it's not too bad. I think you really have to be looking for it. That might be because of the motion blur too. Let me see if I can let's see what happens if I switch it on. Let's see. Okay, I think it might be because of the motion blur, but it doesn't bother me that much, so I'm gonna switch back off. I promise I'm not gonna be messing around with the settings. I'm just trying out different things, but yeah, I think it is the motion blur.
More of that stuff.
And somebody asked me earlier if it was the motion blur yesterday, and I didn't have an answer for them because I hadn't played quality mode, so I think it is the motion blur. If it gets too bad, I might switch it on again, but I want to see the whole game without it. Because again, once you're inside, you're not going to notice it, so it's really only noticeable outside because you have clear light. I think once you're inside and it's all dark and the visibility is limited, you're not going to notice any of that stuff. I want to get a good look at every part of the town. Yeah, so far I'm not noticing any significant slowdown. But like I said, we haven't fought anyone yet. Where is it over here? Where's the monster? Yeah, where is the monster anyway? Is it over here? I think we might be heading down the wrong path. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, there is some slight ghosting. You can see it there. That's definitely the motion blur, since it's turned off. But But we are committed to this version of the game, so we're gonna muscle through it. Like I said, it's not a big deal. I assume it'll be a lot less noticeable inside. This is the Monument of Blood Swamp. So that was used to wash the tool of the executioners during the Civil War. They would wash their weapons and stuff in there. That's why it came to be known as Blood Swamp. Yeah, you can see it right there. The acres of land surrounding this monument was originally a swamp, but later filled in. It was nicknamed the Blood Swamp because the water was used to wash tools after executions. Oh, the water used to wash the tools after executions will be poured into it. Perhaps it's for that reason the many inhabitants claim to have seen ghosts in the area. Yeah, I believe it. I can believe it. That place is definitely haunted. Oh, sounds angry. But we're not gonna go over here just yet because we gotta go over here first to the second glimpse. Vatches Road. There we go. Got two. Do not enter. Area closed off due to an accident. Trespassing might lead to injury or death. Not likely. James is a professional. He knows what he's doing. He's a professional at breaking into places. He can just climb over that easily.
What happened to this town?
You're in another dimension, James. That's what happened. You're not on Earth anymore. You're somewhere in between. Damn, look at the houses. I didn't really appreciate the detail fully. Because I didn't stop to look at them. I was pursuing the monster before. They look really good. Where did it go? I always forget. Did it go in between the houses? Yeah, went somewhere in between the houses, but I'm not sure where. I always forget. Plus the fog is really thick too, so there's part of the town boarded up so that James can't go into any areas he's not supposed to yet. No health drinks just yet. Solid Auto Truck, that's a reference to Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid, obviously. They kept it, it was also in the original Silent Hill 2. Oh, here we go. Wait, that is the opposite, that is exactly the wrong spot. That is not where we're supposed to be going. Getting turned around in this fog. Okay, here we go. Just follow the blood stain. The blood trail. That's more than just a stain. It's a blood trail. Boy, yesterday was a bad day. Not only did I miss out on winning $750 during the daytime, but then at nighttime I had a parlay on the Warriors Grizzlies game. And those motherfuckers, like, they cost me $80 fucking dollars. Like, goddamn, like, just because you're leading by 17 doesn't mean the game's won, you idiots. Like, they literally basically sat there and let them score at will near the end. Like, I'm surprised the Grizzlies didn't beat them outright. I think 5 more seconds and that would have been it. Like, 30 more seconds, they would have scored like 2 3-pointers. That would have been it. That would have been it for the game. It was just disgraceful. Like, what are you doing? Why are you why are you stopping playing just because you're up by 17 points? The game's not over, you idiots. You have to keep going, and I don't know what the hell they thought they were doing. You can tell they just, after Steph Curry left and went on to get some exercise at his bike, I guess refresh the legs. left the other guys in charge,
Hello?
and it just kind of all went to hell. Like they led for a long time, but then things started happening. You could tell they were just wanting to get the game over with. But the problem is, like I said, I was relying on them, you know, actually keeping playing. They actually needed to keep playing. So our parlay that should have won by many points ended up losing by just 3 points. Thanks to those doofuses. Man, I freaking hate the Warriors team. Like I hate that team. Every single time I bet on them, something goes wrong. And it's just the way they tend to become lazy towards the end of every game. It's just like, dude, the game's still going on. Why are you stopping? You know, why are you stopping your play right now? You still got 5 more minutes to get through. And then even at the end, these guys couldn't hold off for 1.5 more minutes. You couldn't last that long and get at least one more freaking basket, you weirdos. It was like they were kids on the playground, just stumbling around the court. It was, God, it was disgusting to look at. But it serves me right, because I know when I place those parlays, they have to be opposite. You always have to have 2. 1 to cover each team. So it was also partly my fault. I should have placed 1 on the other team just in case. Because at the amount they were paying, it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. It would not have made a single difference. What do we get rid of? Let's see. We got do we just start a new one? Yeah, let's just start a new one, whatever. Because this is on easy mode, so we're just gonna start a new one here. Yep, combat light, puzzle hard. Now I've been watching a playthrough with the hard puzzles, but I don't remember any of the solutions, so that's gonna be quite a trip to solve all that stuff. I want to see how tough the enemies are when you're just beating them up manually with the melee weapons. Alright, a first health drink. I also want to see how many health drinks we accumulate. And there's the famous cookie. It's so famous and awe-inspiring, it doesn't need a description. It's just cookie. That's how you know it's the real deal. That's the best cookie you're ever gonna get. So good it doesn't even need a brand name. It's just the cookie. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, one thing, we're also gonna go for the trophy with no radio. For not using the radio at all, so we're gonna switch that off immediately and not use it for the rest of the game. Boy, that X mark is really taking me back to the original game. It's old school. Grab that plank, James. Let's beat the hell out of some monsters. Alright, let's go. Swing it like a baseball bat, James. Let's go. Yeah, you lie your ass down, you fool.
Is this what I saw in the fog? Whatever it is.
Frickin' zipper monster. Okay, so combat wasn't too bad there. It maybe a tiny bit of slowdown, but other than that, it was actually pretty smooth. So yeah, maybe they were right. I hate to give them credit, but maybe the people defending quality mode on the Reddit were actually right. Maybe this is actually the best way to play the game. At least a horror game. Like, I know maybe something like a first-person shooter, obviously not, but maybe this type of game does really benefit from playing on quality mode. Especially because even with an action game, I know Bloodborne is 30 FPS, and I never had any issues with that at all. That plays very, very smoothly. So yeah, I guess maybe it depends also on just on how well it's optimized for the system. You know, maybe some games just have crap optimization, and that's why they play badly. But maybe this is optimized well for quality mode. Let's bust that window. We're gonna keep the plank equipped at all times because I don't want to switch over to the chainsaw. I don't want to be tempted. There's Mary calling out for us. Or is it Maria? Could be either one, because I was going to say it's Maria, but at the same time, I'm not sure. Well, she is fully formed at this point, but I'm not sure she's already there waiting for him. Seems like a long time, because by the time he makes it to the park, it's going to be easily like, in real time, it'll be like 2 hours or something. So I wonder, maybe that is really Mary. Who knows? We know she's obviously here because we see her in a couple of the endings, so it's not like the town doesn't have actual ghosts in it. Okay, so now we gotta get the third glimpse. It says go to the garden gate, then turn around. So where is the garden gate? Okay, gotta find the garden. We also gotta find a body with the second memo on it. So where is the garden gate? This is going to be more like a scavenger hunt than the other playthroughs because we want to get everything now, so bear with me. Oh yeah, here it is right there. Here's the third glimpse. There we go. That's where you find the body originally. You remember the body that had the key on it? It had the key for the Woodside apartment buildings. It looked kind of like it had been warped. And now we gotta go to Martin Street and find the corpse with the memo there. Okay, so it says follow the main path. But I want to see if there's any items. Particularly because if we're going for the Maria ending, one thing you cannot do is apparently you cannot break too many windows in that ending because it startles her. And since it startles her, that means we can't pick up a lot of that ammo or well, we're not gonna be using the ammo, but the health drinks, we can't pick up a lot of it until when we're alone after Brookhaven, so we want to get as much health as you possibly can. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the memo. The matchbook. Neely's bar. Close cupboard before striking. Okay, so there's only 2 more glimpses outside in the main area before we enter the apartment building, so we're all gonna 3 out of 5. Now we've also got this one. If you're reading this, leave. This place is not what it seems. Sometimes you just have to look behind. Run away, run away, run away. He found the time to write all that. Like I said, I'm guessing some of those memos are not actually written. They're just the characters' thoughts being placed in memo form by the town. You know, since it can read your mind, I guess it places your thoughts into those memos and causes them to spawn just before you die. Okay, we gotta go to Big J's and the record store next. Because the glimpses are at the Woodside apartment buildings, and then oh yeah, you can see right there. You notice the leaves? Some definite ghosting going on right there. Let me just check real quick. I just want to see what happens. If it makes a difference. It's kind of the same, isn't it? Maybe a tiny bit reduced, but yeah, not a big difference. Yeah, not a big difference at all. You won't escape us. We're gonna get that guy. Nothing in there. Like I said, since you won't be able to break too many windows with Maria, you want to kind of gather all the resources you can early. Look at how puzzled James looks looking at that note. It's almost like he's getting sucked in. And you can actually catch a glimpse of Maria at some of the safe points if she sticks close enough to you. Let's get in here. Actually, we should do them on order, shouldn't we? Does these count as a memo? Let's see. So these are actually hints at the 3 different main endings. Maria, Leave, and In Water. So I think this one is for Maria because it says getting the girl. Yeah, that one doesn't count, it's just a book. The only ones that counts are the ones you pick up. Choosing Death, that's obviously In Water. And then the healthy one is over here. The road to tomorrow. Look to the future, it might be brighter than you think. Although I don't know how bright James's future would be having Laura as a daughter. She seems like she'd be a handful, but I guess anything to give Frank Sunderland that grandchild that he probably always wanted. This is about the psychics that tried to investigate the town and they were pretty much turned away because obviously the cult secretly controlling the town doesn't want you to discover all that stuff. Because it's one thing to speculate, oh, this isn't real, that isn't real, but if you come up with hardcore proof, everybody's going to be flocking to that town and getting up in their business, which they don't want at all. Where's Big J's? That's where we need to go next. Big J's is I don't. Oh yeah, there it is right there, next to a cafe. I'm trying to get them in order so that we can mark them off. So we're gonna come back to this. Is there anything in here? Back off, Roach. Oh yeah, here comes this bastard. I don't think there's anything else in here. I always wonder what the point of that washing advertisement is. At first I thought it might be hinting that you needed to like pick up some detergent and wash these clothes. I guess these are supposed to be Mary's clothes, but the thing is I still don't really see the connection. Maybe it's just about washing away sins or something like that. Alright, let's head over to Big J's. Let's head over to Big J's. We have to go to the left and it's right there. Because I want to get them in order just so that we can keep track of them on the list. Rather than just getting them randomly and then we end up missing one or two and that derails the whole run. So want to try to keep everything in the best order we can. Just beat the hell out of this guy too. Oh, one thing for the Maria ending, you also have to keep healthy too. So that's why you want to dodge as much as possible and heal up quickly. You don't want to spend too much time in you don't want to spend too much time in danger mode or caution mode because it'll detract from your ending. Where is Big J's? Okay, here it is. Here it is. This is about a mysterious man. It's like I'm staring at a mask and there's something underneath waiting to get out. I don't want to read her when that happens. We're just gonna ignore this. Yeah, it's not really relevant. It's just about a troublemaker in the town. Or maybe someone who was going insane. I wonder how many of those memos actually refer to James, or maybe someone in his position. Oh yeah, the dog key. We're still gonna be getting the dog ending. I think we have to deal with this guy first because he's gonna spit at us when... He's gonna spit at us if we try to read that memo about the dog first. So we gotta deal with him. Yeah, you won't get me, fool. Ooh, he did get me. Motherfucker. But we're still on green, so yeah, this James is a lot more, it's a lot sturdier. Let's get away from that so that nobody's tempted to come in here. Okay. Your new best friend. In the end, only a four-legged friend can truly help you make sense of things. Review the best stores for doggy accessories, page 4. Find the perfect dog house for your furry friend, page 17. Meet the cutest, cuddliest good boys around, page 34. Yeah, we're also going to be getting the dog ending. I probably should have gotten it last time, but I thought we could go back and get the key after doing Brookhaven, and you actually can't. You have to get it with Maria, so... Sorry, Maria, but as much as I want to, we're going to have to take a quick detour to get that dog key. Because I want to get that ending. I don't really like the dog ending, but it's one more thing we have to get. I don't know, I mean, I think as cool as the Shiba Inu is, I think that ending's a little too silly, even for Silent Hill joke endings. Like, it just, the dog at a control panel, whatever. Oh, did I give it away? Sorry, it's hard to remember sometimes that even though this game has basically been around for like 20 years in its original form, some people still haven't played it. The funny thing is the trophy for the dog ending is called The Goodest Boy. Even though the dog is actually a girl. It's Mira, the Shiba Inu. Okay, so we got that one. How far are we from Woodside apartment building? Let's see. Oh, we're kind of there because we can go get the other glimpse now. Gotta interact with the blue dumpster. And then the other one is over on Cat Street, which is right there, basically. And that'll be all the glimpses for this, and then we can concentrate on the memos. Is he just staring at the dog memo? Okay, so we also gotta remember to go around here, find the pet shop. Somewhere around here before we go into the apartment. Gotta get half of the dog key. It's basically split in two. So it's not like before you just got a bone. Now you have a paw, but you have to put it together. It's two halves. You have to put it together, so you gotta get one half now and then one half when you're with Maria. Otherwise, you can't go back. It's impossible to get the ending. Where is the blue dumpster? Oh, you thought you were clever. You ain't shit, you dummy. He thought it was clever hiding under there, but too bad he wasn't ready for James. And this is a hint of where to go. Texan Cafe, we gotta leave. Meet me there. That's the Texan Cafe flyer. We probably should have gotten that later, but that's okay. We just mark it off right now. It's no big deal. We just mark it right now. Where is the blue dumpster? Oh, is it over here? Here's a glimpse. The door that wakes in darkness, opening to nightmares. So that was where the original door was located. It's in a different spot now. Okay, to the right of the door. And I don't want to pick up this memo just yet. Ah, hell, might as well pick it up. Whatever. What are they? I shouldn't go through. I don't know why. I won't. They don't stink, but it feels like they do. No smell at all. Yeah, they're manifestations. Oh, this one's still alive. You stay down, bitch. Okay, we gotta get the one from the record store, and we also gotta go check out that dumpster. Like I said, I'm sorry this one feels a lot more like a scavenger hunt, but that's pretty much what it is. We're scavenging all these items so we can get like 4 or 5 trophies. Oh yeah, there's the dumpster right there. There we go. I think that was the old dumpster where you get the coin and you also got the original Walter Sullivan article. It's not there anymore. We can leave this guy be, because he's no threat to us. Those roaches are. Okay, so there's a lot less enemies around, which I think probably helps because some people said there were too many enemies and it takes away from the mood of the place, you know, it takes away from the atmosphere. But this is a lot more deserted like it was in the original Silent Hill. So hey, if you wanna have less enemies, just play on easy. Just play on light and then just use the melee weapons. You don't have to be an overpowered monster just gunning down everything in your path. You actually can just play on light and then use the melee weapons. We're heading for the record store, which is Groovy Music. It's this way. Also gotta get the combination for that. I have the feeling it might be different because we switched the difficulty for the puzzles. Oh, here's the pet center. Here we go. Let's get that dog key. Wonder if that bastard is really gonna follow us in here. That's a mega pack, but it doesn't have a brand. I'm sure Henry would have some comment to say about dog food in here. Like he said before in Silent Hill 4 about that pet shop that had enough to feed an army of cats. Here we go. We got the paw. Broken key part. I like how they did it. The bone was nice. Oh, look at that. Adopt a friend. Adopt me. That cat is surprisingly big compared to that dog. Almost looks like a giant version of a tabby cat. I assume that's a dachshund, right? You can tell because of the wiener look. It's the nose that gives it away. Broken key part. One half of a broken key. Someone left it in pet center. Yeah, so like I said, you gotta get the second half after you meet up with Maria. Regardless of how much she complains, you gotta go get that first because that's your only chance. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to get the dog ending. Let's go over to groovy music. You can smash to look for additional equipment. We know game. We know we can smash windows. Let's get rid of this fool. Swing and a hit. Swing and a hit, James. Yeah, they're barely challenging here. Although I'm sure the nurses will put up more of a fight. And the mannequins. Because the mannequins know how to box, so I'm sure they'll put up much more of a fight. So we do have to gather as much equipment as we can, so that we don't disturb Maria by breaking windows unnecessarily. Because she gets agitated. I don't know why you'd think she'd appreciate James getting more ammo and supplies, but apparently she's a diva that way. Which it would be funny if they did the Born From Her Wish DLC, and then you had her breaking a whole bunch of windows in her scenario. She'd be a hypocrite complaining to James about him breaking windows but not her. I forget how you get in there. I know you can, but I always forget how to get in there. I'm also noticing they don't get back up quickly in this difficulty mode the way they did originally. Because you have to beat them down a hell of a lot of times in hard mode. They just keep getting back up unless you just stomp them to death. Or hit them with like 10 times with the pipe. And even then some of them will still get back up. There's the new door that wakes into darkness, opening into nightmares. Neighborhood Cafe, Silent Hill, Neely Street. Silent Hill looks like a pretty cool or pretty neat tourist town to visit when it's not all infested with demons or manifestations. Dry cleaners. Let's go to the record store. Get that last memo. Where is he? Here he is. Oh, here comes the other one. Let's go around them. Oh, overhead swing. Hell yeah, 3-hit combo, James. Hit him with that combo. Man, they gotta remake Silent Hill 1 soon. If only we could get to swing the emergency hammer with Harry one more time. I don't even like Harry that much, and goddamn, that hammer makes the game worth playing. Here's the note about the janitor and the broken record. Okay, and we gotta get the photos too. I can't forget the photos. One is near Woodside Apartments, so we gotta go back there. And then the other's on Neely Street. Out of This World magazine, special issue. Alien device found in local store. Bizarre findings on roof of local building. Prehistoric creatures spotted in local lake. Paranormal activity in local hotel. You gotta see it to believe it. Oh wow, these are all Silent Hills. The alien stuff we know is legit because we know that's actually the channeling stone, so that's a legit thing. Bizarre findings on roof. Oh yeah, that's giving you all the locations to use the channeling stone. That's pretty cool. I don't know about the prehistoric creature though. But yeah, that's the roof, the lake, the hotel. It's giving you pretty much all the locations to use the channeling stone. That's, I guess that would be the hint to know how to use it, because otherwise you're gonna be trying to figure out the whole game. Like yes, when you step into an area, you will hear the channeling stone sound, but the thing is, it can be also pretty easy to miss if you don't know what you're searching for. So I'm guessing that's a little hint they put in for players there, to make sure that yes, people know these are the locations where you want to use the stone or the gem, whatever. Got some glue and the first half of the vinyl. Yeah, because otherwise, if you don't put those hints in there, people just won't know where to use them. You have to look it up, which ruins the whole impact of using, figuring out where to use the stone. If you just look it up on, oh, there's the 4 locations. I don't care about the UFO ending that much, so I just looked it up, but I'm guessing that's the hint they put in there. I did not even see it the first time we went in here. When we went in here doing the hard playthrough, I did not even see that. I had no idea that was even a thing. So we gotta go now to Saul Street to find the old map. And the photo is also there on Saul Street, so 2 for 1. Let's go. Let's go back to Woodside first before we do anything, because I want to be sure I don't forget that, because the next time we go back to Woodside, actually, how close are we to Saul? Oh, we're further away from Saul. We're quite a good deal of distance away, so let's go to Woodside first. Get that photo. We don't have to get everything in order. It's next to the door. Drug hotline. You think James is taking drugs at any point? Besides those are mysterious steroids in the needles. Where is it? It's to the left of the fence. I think it's gotta be over here somewhere. Oh, we might actually have to... There it is right there. We might actually have to kill that guy just to get the photo. Sorry, my dude, but you were in the way. There we go. So many people here. Oh, it took a bit to load. Number 1. And the second is at the dance company near Saul Street, so that's where we're headed next. We can't go through Harris Street, so we gotta turn right on Neely. Okay, so they actually stay dead a lot easier here than they do on normal or hard playthrough. Oh yeah, we gotta get the combination from the market. That's gonna be a pain to figure out, possibly if they changed it. Okay, we're almost at Saul Street. Gotta look for the dance company. Also keeping an eye out for any resources we can find. Okay, where's the dance company? We're on Saul Street. There's a pharmacy. By the way, if you're wondering where the channeling stone is, or the channeling gem, whatever that thing is, it's on at the jewelry store. That's auto parts. We're looking for the dance store. Let's get rid of this fool. Ooh. God damn. Damn, we're still on green, according to the controller. James is invincible in this one. Hell yeah. He is fed up. That paper looked like it kind of phased through the trash bag there. He's like, you know what? I've been in this town for 20 freaking years. I just want to find my Mary and get the hell out of this place. Where is the dance studio? I know that note is there, but I want to pick up the dance studio first. That's the Salt Street apartment building. That's not it. Yeah, so that is apparently the loop theory, which I haven't looked into it myself, but I've heard that's what it is, that he's been stuck in the town for 20 years, in a vicious cycle. I guess we'll find out when we get all the pictures. I haven't read too deeply into it, but that's what it supposedly is. So I guess we'll find out once we put all the pictures together. Oh, there's the dance company right there. Gotta look for the little X. There it is. Look at that photo. That one's intentionally blurry. Let's get away from that freak. Step into the bar for a bit. Take a bit of a breather. Hopefully he doesn't follow us in here. Hopefully he knows to keep away from us. We can't do anything with that just yet. Okay, so we already got all the glimpses. There's only 5 outside. The rest are in Woodside apartment buildings. So that means we can now just focus completely on the memos. Yeah, the old map. It's outside the motorhome. We gotta go pick that up. We're gonna save because we've done quite a bit. Should we even pick up the Neely's Bar memo right now or not? I guess. That's just telling you about the guy who has the second part of the record. Neely's Bar note. We mark that off. Let's go over to the motorhome and pick up all that crap. So we're taking a sweet time, but oh, look at that, his face looks really good right there. We want to get everything we possibly can. There was a hole here in capital letters. It's gone now. Man, I'm still bummed we didn't get the artwork on the disc, on the Blu-ray disc, saying there was a hole here. It's gone now. Only the Europeans got that. We Americans got screwed. But that's par for the course, right? We Americans always get screwed, no matter what. In life and in games and in movies, we always get the boot. Let's go into actually, should we go into Happy Burger right now, or should we save it? Let's save it. I gotta get those memos first. Can't choose. There should be more health in there. We want to get to the motorhome. There's the old map. I'll write down what I've learned so far, maybe it'll help you somehow. If you're reading this, I'm probably dead. Well, so much for that guy. Got the Saul Street note, there's 3 of them. Here's the second one. It seems like they're attracted to light, louder sounds as well. If you want to survive, stay in the dark, stay quiet. Probably won't save you anyway. Nice. And there's one outside the motorhome and one inside the motorhome. Gotta deal with these creeps first. Come here, you sack of pus. Ooh. God damn. We have 6 health drinks. Let's make sure there's not one inside the motorhome. Okay. Might as well take it. Let's grab this one. They can be killed, just make sure they stay down. And the last one. This place, all it's ever brought me is pain and misery. Is he talking about the motorhome or the actual town of Silent Hill? Alright, so he can't allow James to linger in danger for 2 modes, so let's down one right now. Okay, now we're going over to the apartment building. Saul Street Apartments is right there, which means we don't have to travel far. We'll go into Happy Burger after we check out the apartment. Want to do everything in order. Because like I said, that's the best way to ensure that we don't miss anything. Beat up this roach. We can't go in here. Let's move this. Apartment 5 left his key. Says there's a leak from upstairs. Gotta check it out. Alright, we got the small note. And we got the keys. Okay, gotta go upstairs to the tenant's note. I'm surprised at how well it's performing. Like I said, it took me a while. At first, I really didn't like it when I tried this last time, a couple days ago, and then obviously when I checked it out the first time we played the game, I switched back and forth a bit. At first, I didn't like it, but now I'm actually getting used to it. I can't see the ghosting though. I can see the ghosting effect, so I think that might be further motivation to turn on motion blur again when I'm playing on my own. But for gameplay purposes on YouTube, it's probably fine. You probably don't notice it anyway. And this is from Green Pharmacy. I still don't know what the significance of this is. I don't know why that's even there. At first I thought it was for the supermarket, but no, that's a completely different combination. That's a whole other thing, so I still have no idea why that receipt is even there. Maybe just to show you the amount of drugs the person was doing. Because other than that, I have no clue why that is even there. Okay, gotta go upstairs to apartment 7. Where's the roach? There he is. Come here, roach. Papa Roach is dead now. Here it is. This is in apartment 7. I'm certain now it's coming from that apartment. I keep telling them, why won't they do something? It's unbearable. I can feel it seeping into my skin, pushing itself into my lungs. That's that black goo that they reported. I'm guessing the room he refuses to open is full of it. Look at that lighthouse. And a sad little plant. I guess that's a reference to Resident Evil, huh? Because what isn't a reference nowadays? Everything's a reference to something else. So that is it for the notes in the apartment building. You can see we can't go up the ladder or the stair. So we gotta go through here. Sounded like someone was having a party upstairs. Although I'm pretty sure it's just black goo or whatever that thing is leaking from wherever it's coming from. How convenient that it fell down just as he crossed the window. The town's looking out for him. Then she came and washed it all away. It all started to make sense again. It's this place. I can't fight it. Gotta get my head straight quick. Stop a text and then we're going. Good for them. Hope they made it out. Whoever they were. I mentioned before we had one of these old-fashioned wooden TVs. with a wooden frame, but it was much bigger than this. It was massive. We had to leave it behind when we moved. It sucked because in a way that was a pretty good, durable, sturdy TV. Certainly more sturdy than the newer ones. But it was just a pain to connect stuff to it because it didn't have the modern connections, so you pretty much had to improvise everything by buying a whole bunch of extra cords and stuff. Dig your hand in there, James. I like how he's obviously so disgusted, but he still does it anyway. Heather wouldn't do it. Or Harry probably, but James, he doesn't mind. He'll stick his hand in anything. Anywhere, anytime. Look at all that tar. I guess that's the stuff the patient demons vomit out, the straitjackets. I'm guessing that room is full of it, and that's where it's all leaking from. I wish James could go in there, but I'm guessing it's one of those situations where you'd rather not actually see it. Like, you might think you want to see it, but you actually don't. James almost falls and breaks his neck there. So this is where you'd use the channeling stone. I'm going to show you where it's at, the actual stone, but this is where you'd use it here on the rooftop. That would be your first place to use a stone at. But since we don't need the UFO ending anymore, we're not going to use it. But yeah, that would be where you use the actual stone right there. You'd hear a little noise, and that would signal to use it. Maybe we should pick it up just in case, just so you can see the noise that it makes. And that'll show you how to know where to use the stone. Okay, you gotta go to Sanders Street next. Wait a second, where is Sanders Street? Okay, it's to the right, but we're gonna go get the channeling stone first. Actually, maybe we should get that first so we can go to the grocery store along that same route. Yeah, let's go over here first. Let's go into the Happy Burger. Get the health that is waiting for us in there. There should be a syringe in there, among other things. So nothing in there. That guy ain't getting back up again. I wish there were a real life Happy Burger. I'd buy there. I'd buy something from them, even if it's just a regular burger and fries. Like I said, they should do that sometime. Konami, the way Capcom did with a butcher shop that they set up in England to promote Resident Evil 6, Wesker and Sons. Which doesn't make sense because Wesker didn't have any sons that he knew of. Obviously there's Jake, but I don't think Wesker knew about him. And he wasn't a butcher either. But still, it was a pretty creative attempt to promote the game. Like, they should do that with this. They should set up an actual real life Happy Burger. Assuming Burger King didn't sue them for patent infringement, you know, based on the logo. Based on the design of the logo, they might. I guess Burger King could throw a fit based on the logo. But hopefully they'd see the humor in it. Now if they did Queen Burger from Silent Hill 1, that one might that one might cause a bit of trouble if they did Queen Burger. But Happy Burger should be fine, as far as I'm concerned. I don't see any issue with that. It would just be cool to be able to go there and eat an actual Happy Burger, and then maybe like all the menu options could be like modeled after like Pyramid Head or Robbie the Rabbit or stuff like that. You know, the mascots of Silent Hill. That would be pretty cool in my opinion. Look at all the health we're accumulating. God damn. Okay, now we can go over to Sanders Street. Oh, there's two of us waiting for him there. Damn, they were waiting all this time just for us to step outside. Too bad we can't go into the courthouse. Or the post office, rather. I bet we'd find some juicy stuff in there. I like how you could go into the courthouse in Origins, or was it the library, something like that, and you found out some memos about Alessa. Just some cool details that they're not necessary for you to know, but it was like extra stuff showing the investigation they did and stuff like that, and how Dahlia basically got away with it because the police were stupid. That's why. They were dumb as a brick. Oh, he's doing the helicopter. Look at him. Ah, god damn it. Crap. Where'd he go? Damn it, where'd he go? Here he is. Give me that memo. Check from 0000 to 4013. Took almost 2 hours. Had to run. Checked from 4014 to 4439. Had to run again. I feel like I'm so close now. I just know it. Okay, so you gotta start at 4439 and work our way upwards. You will see. Sooner or later, you will see. Hey, it's Pyramid Head. Someone wonder how they could be seeing Pyramid Head like that if Pyramid Head was meant only for James. But the thing you gotta remember, one, we don't actually know that's Pyramid Head. That could just be some random monster with like a huge flesh mound on it, you know. Because we know Pyramid Head has one underneath his helmet, so that could just be some regular monster. And two, remember Masahiro Ito, is that his name? Ito confirmed on Twitter that the painting was real. The Misty Day Remains of the Judgment painting, that is not a creation of the town. That is actually a real painting. So if this guy over here was a tourist, or some other guy, a resident of the town who saw that painting and had something he regretted or felt guilty with, he was screwed. I think that's pretty much how it works. Like, yeah, not many people get to see that painting, especially because the historical society is closed up. But if you do see that and it sticks in the back of your mind and you have something you feel guilty for, you're screwed if you come to the town, because that's what's going to manifest Pyramid Head. I think Pyramid Head is different from the other manifestations because if you remember at the end, he doesn't die. God damn it. He doesn't die the way the other monsters do, where they kind of lose the will to live. Heck, he keeps going, so I'm guessing it's an actual type of spirit. I was about to say Pyramid Head. It's an actual type of spirit, but the way in which it manifests varies from person to person. And so once they've done their tasks, that's when they commit suicide and basically stop functioning, once the person realizes what they were being judged for. So I'm guessing that guy probably had something dark in his past something he felt guilty about or regretted, and unfortunately for him, he had the misfortune of seeing that painting in the historical society, and that was it. His fate was sealed once he saw that painting. It was over. That also means, in my opinion, that if Heather were to come back here after recovering all her memories, if she'd done something she regretted and she came back here, she'd also see Pyramid Head, because being a member of the Order, she, by she I mean Alessa, would be plenty familiar with the Executioner. She would know all of that stuff. So I'm guessing if Heather ever came back here for some reason that wasn't related to the Order's god or something like that, she would definitely see Pyramid Head, because she has full memory of that painting in the Historical Society. Okay, what did he say? Let's see. 44, 39. Okay, we gotta keep going. I think it's random. Nope. There we go. We missed this in the first playthrough, and it's a shame because there's a lot of useful items in here. Ammo and medicine. Look at that butter cake. I tried to try out the butter cake from ShopRite last week. It was a freaking disaster. That thing spilled over. It tipped over in the bag, and part of it ended up being spilled outside the plastic container. And on top of that, it was all gooey. So it was not a good representation of butter cake, I wager. I think I'd actually have to print out a recipe and make it myself, because that was a complete and total disaster trying to buy a butter cake from ShopRite supermarket and bring it back home on the bus. In one of the bags I was carrying, that was an unmitigated disaster. Yeah, so you get some health here and you get extra bullets. It may not seem like much, but every bullet counts. So if you can get 2 or 3 extra, that's a huge help, especially if you're playing on hard mode where every bullet counts. And look at all the health we got. Look at that, we are up to 10 health drinks and 3 syringes. And more bullets, look at that. We got enough there to get to the apartment building and Brookhaven Hospital. And we haven't reached Woodside yet. Let's go get the channeling stone, or gem, just so you can see where it is. It's over here. Alright, so we got that. We can't go in Lucky Jade's, I imagine, right? No, he doesn't go in there. You don't go into every building, just some. Okay, where is the jewelry shop? That is not it. It's over here. That's the pet place. Jewelers, here we go. New jewelry. There it is. There's the blue stone. The blue gem. I wonder if we can still use it if we go we're far from Saul Street. Never mind. We're too far. I don't want to go back. We'll use it at the park before we meet up with Maria. Where are we heading? Woodside apartment. What are we missing? Oh, we gotta go back to Neely's bar. We already have everything we need. We have everything we need to open up the path. So let's go back to Neely's bar. Giga computer. I heard this game takes place in 1993. Apparently they put the date on it. But then the original Silent Hill 2 was supposed to take place like in the mid to late 80s, which is surprising for me because they have computers in Brookhaven Hospital. Not everyone had them back then. Give me that other piece of the record. Let's combine those with the glue. There we go. Like I said before, does that really work, just gluing a record together like that? Is it actually going to function? Or is it just for show now? There we go. Now we just put in the button. There's number 2. Oh damn, we need a coin. Crap, I forgot about the coin. Where do we get that? I think that's from it's from the restaurant, isn't it? Lucky Jade. Or is it American Cafe? Might be the cafe, right? I think it is the cafe. What movies have you seen recently? I saw Paper House. Which I'd seen part of it before, like almost 20 years ago, but I never really seen the full movie. It wasn't as scary as I expected. I was actually much more of a family film. It was like a family drama with some scary elements for like around the middle portion of the movie. I saw him again, or at least I think so. He says he didn't, but I don't know anymore. I'm tired. Can't find it. Doesn't matter. That scraping noise again. Yeah. So like I said, some people ask, why are these people seeing Pyramid Head? But the thing is, if they're residents of the town or tourists and they saw that painting, they're pretty much screwed. You know, because you're going to associate Pyramid Head with guilt. And if you have something you feel really guilty about, something massive, the town's not just going to manifest it if it's something small. It has to be something big. But if you do, you know, if you do feel that guilt, I assume, and you've seen that painting, that's when you're pretty much screwed. Because what's going to come for you is not a regular monster or anything else. It is going to be Pyramid Head, one of the executioners. Let's deal with this guy. I don't want him just crawling around like that. I thought there would be more in there, like a health drink or some ammo, but I guess it's just a note to hint at Pyramid Head and its eventual appearance. I think we got all the resources we can from the different cars. Here's one more. Give me that coin. Bar Neely's. Here they come. Too bad for them, we are out. So long, sucker. See ya. Is he still coming? Well, if he is, let him try to catch up. Alright, so we got the blue gem. or as it's really known, the channeling stone. We got the stone, got all the glimpses, all the memos, the 2 photos. So yeah, we should be set. Just gonna go over here and activate the record player. We should be good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten completely used to 30 FPS at this point. I'm not even noticing it. Maybe they were right. It pains me to admit it, but maybe they were right. Maybe quality mode is the best way to play the game, even on PS5. Boy, I hate to admit it, but yeah. Because I usually use performance mode for every game I play, but apparently this is actually pretty good. I'm not noticing any real trouble so far. That might change. But for now, it's performing pretty well. There we go. I always get a little confused with the buttons in this. What I like about it also is that it maintains the consistency with the cutscenes too. You don't have the cutscenes and the game running at a different frame rate. They're both the same. Cutscenes are 30 FPS. The game is 30 FPS. So it maintains a really great consistency. God, this game looks incredible. Look at the detail in James's face. Look at those eyes. You can even see his pores on his face and everything. That's some incredibly great attention to detail there. Can't wait to see what the rest of the game looks like on quality mode. Especially Lakeview Hotel. That's where I really want to check out what it looks like. That thing should look gorgeous. I've heard there is some slowdown at the hotel, but at the same time, since we turned on motion blur, maybe it'll work better.
We spent the whole day there. Just the 2 of us staring at the water.
That's another thing I like too, the way they reuse certain lines from the original just in different places and with different meanings. But it's nice to see them there all the same. It's kind of like what the Lord of the Rings movie did, where what the movies did, where they reuse a lot of the lines from the text, but they just put them in different spots. Like they gave a poem Aragorn said at Rohan to Theoden. I think the speech either Theoden or Aragorn gives at one point is different, but it was in the book. It's just in a different place. So they still use the lines. They just shifted them around a bit, just for the convenience in the movies. But they're still there. It's still the same words that Tolkien wrote. They're just done in different locations rather than being exactly where they are in the book. We have one more memo, and then we can get the hell out of here. It's a backroom letter. I'm still embarrassed that I didn't even realize this key was for Neely's bar the first time I picked it up. That was embarrassing, the fact that I completely forgot to check the door and ended up running around for like 20 minutes. I was just running around the whole town trying to figure out where to use that key, because it wouldn't work at Woodside. And what do you know, it's not for Woodside, it's for Neely's bar, the same place I picked it up. That's where it is. That was embarrassing. It's just one of those things where you don't think, you just pick up something and move on, and you don't bother to look at it, and the item is telling you all the exact information you need to know. You're just not paying attention to it. I wonder what brand those matchsticks are. Neely's bar, maybe? This is about the guy with the car. The blue-green car. And we're not going to bother to fight those guys once we pick up the item. We're just gonna run from them. Even though it's on easy mode, we're just gonna run. So that is it. We picked up everything there is to pick up from outside the town. Got the 2 photos. Got all the memos. And we got the 5 memories, so we are done with this section. Now we can just focus on the game. And seeing how much ammo or health we can get our hands on. So far I'm definitely recommending you give the game a try on quality mode, because it takes you a little while to get used to it, but once you do, I don't think you even notice the difference. It's performing pretty well. I'm guessing there might be some slowdown later on, but so far it's pretty damn good. Like I don't notice a huge difference at all. So it's doing pretty well so far. I think we might see some slowdown when we get to Rosewater Park, definitely. And people have said there's some at the hotel. But like I said, so far, people said like the outside part of the game was the one that performed the worst. Meaning this outside part of South Vale. And so far this part is performing pretty well. So if this is okay, I imagine the rest of the game inside will run even smoother. Because it's not gonna have to render out this huge area. Give that health drink. So I imagine it must run pretty smoothly inside in indoor areas. I guess we'll find out when we get to the apartment building. But yeah, so far I like it. It's a pretty decent quality mode so far. I'm not seeing a lot of slowdown at all. Is there any health? Nope. Alright, let's get this over with so we can get the hell out of here. Let's just grab that key. Yeah, so like I said, I watched Paper House. It's an old British film from 1988. It's much more of a family movie than I anticipated. It's more like a family drama with some horror scenes. It's not really a horror movie like they tried to sell it as back in the 80s. It's not. So if you approach it from that perspective, you're going to be disappointed. But if you go into it expecting rather interesting family movie with some scary elements, it's actually pretty good. I definitely recommend watching it at least once. It wasn't really my thing towards the end. The ending was a little too optimistic, even given what had happened in the movie, but I understand why they did it. They probably felt they had to give a happy ending of some sort, even though they deviated from the book. In a rather major way, actually. It was a major deviation from the book. The book was called Marianne Dreams. It's this old children's, British children's book from the 1950s, which I'm actually going to try to track it down and check that out. There we go. We're safe. Yeah, I'm actually going to try to track down that book, Marianne Dreams, and see what it's like, how it compares to the actual movie adaptation. Because I was also watching the TV adaptation, and it's called Escape into Night. It's this British TV serial for children from the 1950s. It has like 6 episodes. What is this? Administration note. That's the guy about the... That's the note about the guy with the handgun. Alright, we picked up the first memo here. Oh, there's a health drink. It's not too dark so far. We're gonna get the flashlight soon. But this is as far as we go tonight. We're gonna save. We'll pull the cover off that later in the next session. Another health drink. God damn. Oh no, that's ammo. I thought it was a health drink. It's ammo. Got 13 bullets. We're not going to use the gun at all. I thought maybe we could get away with shooting them, but apparently it might count. I guess if you accidentally kill an enemy because they're so weak here, you don't want to be trying to do that. You don't want to be using the handgun on them just in case they die from one shot. They shouldn't, but you never know. So we're going to stick solely with the plank, especially because we're not encountering much resistance from the enemies, so we'll stick with what works so far. Let's save one more time. Yeah, I was under the impression that movie was like a children's horror movie since it says it's dark fantasy, but it's actually more drama with some light fantasy elements mixed in. It's not really a horror movie of any type at all. It just has some unsettling, scary sequences around the middle part of it. But the story is really good about this girl who kind of finds herself in this dream world, shifting back and forth between the real world and the dream world while she's sick, and she meets a boy there, and the house in the house in the dream world is affected by what she draws in real life. Once she draws something on the page in real life, she can't erase it, and so that's the way she changes the house and adds things to it, or tries to add things to it to make it better for the boy who's staying there, and then things go wrong halfway into it. But it's a really good movie. It's I probably wouldn't watch it more than once or twice, but for a darker children's fantasy movie from the 1980s, a family drama with some dark fantasy elements mixed into it, is actually pretty decent. I definitely recommend it. It's called Paper House. It's on Amazon Prime right now, so check that out if you have the time. So that is the first part of our Silent Hill 2 scavenger hunt. We pretty much did everything we had to do. We got all the memos, got all the memories, got the 2 photos, and James only had to heal once, so we're pretty good on that. He has to keep up his health in order to get the Maria ending, because otherwise it tends to lean towards the in-water ending or leave. So you want to try to keep him in tip-top fighting form, keep him at full health so that he's in good shape to get points for the Maria ending. Obviously we got the key. I'm going to show you again. We got the key for the stillness ending, which I hear again is the best ending in the game. It's called the Key of Sorrow. So we need that, and then we need a postcard that we get at the Lakeview Hotel. We also got part of the key for the dog ending, so we're gonna pick that up later on after we hook up with Maria and explore the town a bit. And we got the Crimson Ceremony. We're not gonna do the rebirth ending here. I already did that ending on hard mode, but we're gonna get both books because James could always use some more knowledge. So we're gonna get both books, and then we'll get probably the white oil that we get from the Baldwin Mansion. That'll be the 3 items we get for this one. Normally you need 4 to get the ending, but since we do not need to get the ending, we already saw it once, so we're just gonna pick up 3 of the 4 items. Just so you can see them. But yeah, so far it's performing pretty well. Like I said, I don't notice any real slowdown at all. Maybe a tiny bit in a couple sections here and there, but the combat flows smoothly. The frame rate flows smoothly, I'm not getting motion sick or anything like that from the lack of motion blur. In fact, I think it might actually look a little bit better without motion blur. There is a slight ghosting effect, but that's to be expected. Like I said, that's a result of us turning off the motion blur. If it becomes really bad in some sections, I'll just turn it back on, but for now it's tolerable. It's not a major thing. You really only notice it if you're looking closely and paying close attention to it. Like if you're really looking to find that effect, you'll see it, but other than that, you do not notice it during the regular playtime of the game. It's almost invisible. So overall, it seems so far like they did a good job on quality mode given the limitations they had. I'm sure it runs a lot better on PS5 Pro once they give it the update, but since we're not going to buy a PS5 Pro anytime soon, this will have to do. So yeah, we're going to keep going and try to collect every single thing that's left to collect in the game and see if we can get our hands on those trophies. Because once we do that, we should have only like maybe one more playthrough left, and I can do that on my own. So we're trying to get as many trophies for this one as possible. So we're going to keep going with it in a couple days after I play some more of Crash Bandicoot Remastered on the PS4. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time on Silent Hill 2 Remake on the PS5. See you later, everyone.